Hi, Dom here, and welcome to the first video in the first module. What I'm going to be covering in this particular video is naming all the parts, so we just sort of understand everything I'm talking about in subsequent videos. And generally speaking, you know, a guitar like this, this particular guitar is from 1975, so it's quite old in its own right, but actually the design for this was derived in the 1950s. So as guitarists, we're quite a conservative bunch of people. The designs have been generally improved and changed very, very slightly, but fundamentally you can go out now and buy this guitar. It will look exactly the same, the design's the same, the lines are the same, the way the controls work is the same. You know, we still use valves in our amplifiers, so you know we're not the world's most progressive bunch of people. So let's just look at the different parts of the guitar, so we have a better understanding of essentially what everything is and what everything's called. Let's just split it into three different areas. We're going to look at the head, or the headstock, the neck, which is this bit, and then the body down here. So let's start at the headstock. Essentially, the job of the headstock is somewhere to put the tuning heads, or the tuners, sometimes they're called machine heads as well. Essentially, all you have is a post that the string is attached to. At the end of the post, there's a small cog, and then there's a worm that goes in this way with a button attached to that. So as we turn that, it turns the post. So, for example, if I play a note and move that, you can hear that note drop down. So we can get the guitar in tune. Obviously a very important part of this. Moving down to here, this little thing here is the truss rod cover. So within the neck there's actually a metal rod that counterbalances the stress put on the neck by the strings. So each of these strings puts quite a few pounds of pressure on the neck and pulls it that way. What the truss rod does is it pushes the neck back that way. So if you tighten this, the neck is pushed back. So if I was to put really heavy strings on this, it would start to pull the neck this way. So I'd need to adjust the truss rod to push it back again. This part here, a very important part of it, so it's called the nut. It's where the string actually starts vibrating. This particular one is made of bone, but they're also made of brass, they're made of plastic, they're made of various other materials. But fundamentally, it's really important that the height of the groove that is cut in there is right. If it's too low, it'll buzz. If it's too high, it'll be really uncomfortable to play. So moving down to the neck here, the neck is made, in this case, it's made of maple. You can't tell because it's painted black, but it is a maple neck. But it's got an ebony fretboard on top of it. But again, the fretboard can be made of different materials. It can be made of rosewood, it can be made of maple as well. And there's various other materials that go into making the necks as well. The fretboard's job essentially is to hold the frets. So the frets are the metal bits that go across here, that when you push a string down, what it does is it shortens the string, so instead of vibrating from here, it vibrates from the fret. Okay, so a pitch of a note is determined by the thickness of the string, the tension that's on the string, and the length of the string. So by pressing down here, so if I have an open note and then I press down on the 4th fret, that's a different note. Because the string is now vibrating from this point, you don't hear the string, it's not vibrating from here. So it's actually now this long instead of being this long. So the position of the frets is very, very important. We've also got some fret markers that really tell us where we are. This is on the 1st fret, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th and 12th. So the reason there's a bit of a jump between the 9th and the 12th fret is our octave note. So this is an open G, and this is a G again on the 12th fret. Exactly the same note, but an octave higher. Above the 12th fret, the same pattern continues. So we've got the 15th, 17th, 19th and 21st frets. Okay, so that's essentially the neck and the headstock. Coming down to the body, this one is mahogany with a maple cap. So what the maple cap does is it gives you that sort of sustain. What the mahogany does is it gives you the warmth to the sound. And this particular guitar is well known from having quite a warm, sustaining sound. But you can get different sounds by using different woods. These are the pickups. This is what actually picks up the sound. Essentially all a pickup is a magnet with a coil wrapped around it. And when a guitar string, which is made of steel, vibrates within the magnetic field, it creates a very, very small current within the coil, which when you then plug it into an amplifier, amplifies that up into a note. And the reason I've got two of them is you get different sounds depending on the position of the pickup. So I have a switch here that will switch between this pickup, is just this one on its own. In the middle, I've got this pickup and this one. So you can hear it's a slightly different sound. And now I've just got this one. So that's my bridge pickup and my neck pickup. So here we have volume and then tone. You can hear that exactly the same on the neck pickup, bridge pickup. And tone again. And then you can just have both of them on at the same time. So you get the warmth with the sharpness as well, which is quite good for sort of bluesy stuff. The neck is quite nice for your more mellow. And then the bridge for sharper. So there's quite a range of sounds that we can get out of one guitar. The only other thing we have on here is somewhere to plug it in. So essentially that small current that comes from the pickups is then passed through the switch into the controls and out into the lead, which then goes into the amplifier, and that's where we actually get the sound from. I've also got a couple of strap buttons on here, so if I'm playing it standing up, I'll put a strap on and they're attached to these buttons here, so it's comfortable to play standing up. But fundamentally, all guitars, no matter what type they are, will have the same name for the same parts. So they've all got a headstock, they've all got tuning heads, they've all got a nut, they've all got a bridge. They haven't all got the tailpiece that I've got on here. So this particular guitar has got a separate bridge and tailpiece. Some guitars actually have that combined into one. So the Fender Stratocaster, for example, it still has a bridge, it still has the saddles, but it's all one piece. That's the only real difference. This guitar as well has a scratch plate on it. It's not really to protect the body from being scratched. Actually what it does for me is it just helps with where my fingers are. I just feel more comfortable with the scratch plate on. But you see a lot of Les Pauls with the scratch plate off as well, so it doesn't really make a lot of difference. Okay, so that's the guitar in a nutshell. What we'll do in the next video is we'll start to actually see what sounds we can get out of the guitar and where we can put our fingers to make some sort of familiar sounding scales, or work out how to tune it and actually begin playing. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video. By all means go to my website, which is www.myguitarteacher.co.uk, and obviously you'll see all these on YouTube, so feel free to share the videos and to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, see you next time. Thanks a lot.